Good morning. We're back up at our irrigated field. Let's go try again and see if we can't get our rain machine started. This ought to do the trick. All right, we've got that hooked up. Let's go see if we got any power over here and see if it'll start. Do we got any lights? We don't have any lights. Is my disconnect off? Yeah, sure was. Still don't have any lights. Well, that's not a good start. Now we got power. Problem is my throttle controller up there is unhooked because I replaced that throttle controller yesterday and I don't know if it's going to start. Probably not because I don't even have it plugged in. All right, we got to go plug that in. Aha! It's not running up to speed. Oh, why is it going? Oh, no. Well, it was running good. Now it's dying. It's trying to hunt. I don't know. It's running. We got it. There it goes. Now it's going to overspeed and come back down. I'm trying to find the center. I wonder if we're getting, it says we're down to 5% fuel. I wonder if that's too low. Either way, we got it to start up. That's good. Okay, we are all good here, I think. I mean, I'd like to let it run for a little while so that it charges the battery up and will start on its own when I'm ready to start it back up. I don't have my air compressor yet. Seeing when I'm going to be able to get that. So the idea is that we hook the air compressor up by the well and blow air through this while it's on its way out. Then once it gets out all the way and the hose is off the machine, we'll come back here and disconnect it at the riser and then let it wind up, and any water can run out the end of it there, anything that's left. Now there's no reason I can't let it run partially out while we're waiting for that compressor, but I don't really want to go all the way because I want to be able to blow the water out of it, right? So, trying to decide how far to let her go here. I'll let it make its turn on its backbone. Problem is that the farther I let it get from here, the farther I have to walk if I have to come out and jump start it again. But all seems to be working okay. All right, I'm gonna let that go while I kind of walk back up, and then we'll see where it's at and probably shut it off. So it's running out. I'm gonna run out past 79, which is the one that comes right out by the corner of the road there. So it's gonna start where the green is, follow that black line, follow the black line up to the road, and then over. And that's about the longest path that gets most of the hose off of it. So we're gonna let it do that for a while. All right, I asked about that air compressor. Doesn't sound like I'm gonna get one today either. So I got a buddy that works for a company that owns like 6 or 8, 10 of these things. I don't know, big ones. If you really want a really big one, they have really big ones. And so he offered to bring me one. I saw him yesterday morning, told him what I was working on. He's like, you got an air compressor? I'm like, no, not yet. He's like, well, I got one, I'll bring it to you. So I thought maybe it would be here yesterday, and then he couldn't find the right one or something. I don't know. Last year I used 185 CFM or 175, something like that, and I thought it worked okay. I mean, clearly nothing broke, but probably could have used a bigger one. Well, their small ones are 375, and they've got some 750 or bigger. 750 CFMs. I don't know if I need anything that big. I don't think it'll hurt anything, but I definitely don't need that. So they were trying to find one of their small ones at 375, and anyway, he's busy this morning, and so maybe we'll get to it tomorrow. It's not a big deal. I just had some time. That's why I was working on this. But we're gonna go combine beans today, so we'll worry about it later. I'm gonna let it get out to where it's making its turn towards the road, and then we'll shut her down until tomorrow or whenever we get it. All right, I'm gonna run to the bank here real quick this morning, and then we probably can get started combining beans shortly after that. So Brock just got here. He's in the gator behind me. I'm gonna have him take my electric fence down, and we still got around our sweet corn. I pulled some ears out of there about a week ago, so it was still doing something. I had a really late planting, but anyway, we'll see you guys in a little bit. It is time to go. Time to go. Phil's hooking up to our head. I'm getting in the combine. Brock's gonna bring the grain cart. We're gonna go combine some beans. Let's have a big day. Okay, let's get started. We're gonna work this side off first. We've got some spots with some ragweeds that we should have sprayed with the drone, but we didn't do that spot because they weren't showing when I was out here spraying, and then they popped up later. Is what it is. We do have that green spot down there that we are gonna have to go around. There's no way around that. Those beans are too green, but I think that's the only spot that's that green in the whole field, and so if that's it, it's not the end of the world. There are some green ones out here. Oh, there's a little spot there along the ditch over there, but for the most part, I think we'll be able to get them out. We do want to plant wheat here, so we want to get these done. 90 acres in the field. Hopefully we'll get it done today. We should, but it'll be close. Well, it shouldn't be close. We should get it done pretty easily. Well, planting date. Planting date is everything. We found our crappy beans, guys. We found our really crappy beans. Well, they're mostly better than that, but this field's going to be in the low to mid 40s the way it looks. They're just not good. 46, 47. These are the first May planted beans that we have done this year. First, and I'm going to look up the date exactly, but later planted. Obviously, these green ones here were replanted, and we're not going to harvest those. But even where they look really good around them, they're not really good. Low to mid 40s. Ouch, that's going to hurt. But not much I can do about it. So, planting date is critical. I'm preaching this every year. You have to plant beans early. Well, we're moving along here. I have found a little bit better beans. We've got something interesting happening here on our yield map already. Look at this. We had a drastic change basically in this pass that I'm doing right now. Those beans were terrible. Those beans were really good. Why? Not really good, but much better. So I'm going back and looking at spray records trying to decide what the heck happened. All of these rows, everything on this side got sprayed with a fungicide, so that's not our difference. There may have been some application differences when we sprayed out here with our drone though. Now the problem with those is that I don't have great records. I mean, I have the applications and I know when they were made, but then I've got what was applied in different locations. I don't have those records with me and everything. So there is one that semi-matches that kind of orange area, and I'm wondering if it was a Liberty application, herbicide application that was made, you know, later than it should have been, and it dinged our beans. It's entirely possible, but we got to kill the weeds. So it's you know, you win some, you lose some kind of situation there. But that may explain it. So if that's the case, then it was a small area that got sprayed, and the rest of the field may very well be better. Should be good. But these rows of this field down here did not get sprayed with a fungicide, so they may drop off anyway. If this field makes 50, it's going to be a miracle, basically. We're sitting at 47.8 average. Moving along here, they've gotten better. I can't really explain that right now. That's interesting. We're going to see if any patterns develop over here with some of the drone spraying stuff, but oops. I'm not sure what's going on. Anyway, we're almost up to that 50 bushel average for the field so far, so that's good. There's going to be some better ones. There's going to be some worse ones. We know that. But if they hang in there, that's good. So we just got another round or two here to do on this short rows up here, and then we come over here and the rows kind of run the other way. So we're a little over 30 acres into it already. It's a quarter after 1 right now. I think I'm going to do a TikTok live. We might do a YouTube live stream later this afternoon, but it might be a little while before I check back in with you guys. We are moving across here. I did a long live stream there, and we're back on. We've got this field has more roll and elevation change to it than basically anything else we farm. I don't know how well that shows up, but like, there's the top of a ridge. Pulling on my cord. There's the top of a ridge. We come down into a low spot where we had it drowned out. We've got another one here. And we go back up onto a hill and back down and back up, and it's just kind of all over the place. This is a tough farm. We're hanging out real close to our 50 bushel average. I don't know if we're going to get there or not. We'll see. But yeah, the beans are what they are. Brock's back. He's in the grain cart for us. I assume I told you guys he left. Yeah, I think so. He went and picked up some wheat for me. Got that done. yeah, we're doing okay here. Things are still moving. We've got 71 acres done. It is 4 o'clock. We should get this done no problem. We're flying right across the field, so that is good. You can see our yield map up there. Can you see it? Can you see it? There it is, kind of. So, yep, keep her moving. We've made it to the south edge of this field. That is our cornfield next door there. You can see we got a bunch of ragweed that grew up between the fields here, so that's not real good. But as we're combining this, it reminded me of when we were combining beans in this exact field 2 years ago. Because I was making this pass right here along this edge of the field. And can you see the bit of a hill that's up in front of us? We're kind of on a hilltop right now, and then we drop down, and the slope goes that way, down towards the ditch, right? And up over there is kind of the top of the hill. 2 years ago, when we were farming this field, it was so wet that we could not physically drive up that hill with the combine. Four-wheel drive, duals, the whole thing. We were sliding sideways down that hill, basically drifting the combine because it was so wet. I couldn't get up there. And we had to leave the top of that little bit of the beans because I couldn't. I tried coming from this way. I tried coming from the other way. I tried going straight up this end of the side of it, and we couldn't get there. So yeah, totally different conditions this year. We're dry. I mean, we had an inch of rain a week ago, and we are very dry still. Again, we could use some more. There's a chance of rain on Tuesday, I think it is. A big cool down coming. So we're quite warm right now in the 80s, like 85 degrees, which is, for October, quite warm, right? And it sounds like Tuesday there's a cold front moving through, and then the end of next week, it's still going to be beautiful weather, but it's going to be in the 60s for high, much more seasonal. So maybe we'll get some rain during that transition, but anyway, we're about done with this side of this field. Yeah, just a little strip left there. And then we've got to do this triangle there. It's one of those muck pockets that we sprayed a bunch with the drone this summer. So yeah, we made it right up the hill this time. No issues whatsoever. I reminded Brock of that story. He thinks it was 4 years ago. Not 2 years ago. I'd have to go back and watch through my videos to see what year that was. But that was the spot. I remember the spot. It's one of those things you don't forget once you do it. Just about done here. We're finishing up these beans in this point. Blending some green ones off. I don't know if we're going to hit 50. Doesn't look good. But 49 3/4 is okay. Now the combine has been reading a little bit low, so it's possible. It's possible once we post-calibrate this one is a 50 bushel field. But anyway, we're going to jump across the road because it's right at 5:30 now. We got some time. We should be able to finish these up, or run this 30 acres that's across the road tonight too. And that's a heck of a good day. So short rows here. I didn't get the cart in, or the combine empty, so I'll stop and let her finish emptying out. All right, we jumped across the road, so that's where we started this morning and did all of that over there. The windows are so freaking dirty. We're going to do this field here. There's just 30 acres here. We should get it tonight, no problem. There is a muck pocket, a dip in the middle of this field that may have some green beans in it. We'll see how bad they are when we get back there, but none of them were replanted, so I don't think it'll be too bad. They were a little green down in this dip as well, but we can get through those, no problem. So yeah, this one shouldn't take real long. Shouldn't be a big deal. Hopefully they're a little bit better beans over here than they were over there. All right, I made the perimeter pass around the outside of the field. We've got we're 3/4 full grain tank, so we're kind of waiting on a truck to get back here. We like to get the cart empty between every field so that we can keep the weights separate by field. It records as you unload, not when you load the cart, so we need to get it empty from the last field before we put anything from this field into it. So Phil should be back pretty quickly with the truck, I think. So we'll just sit here and wait for a few minutes. I'm going to wipe the windows down because they're filthy, and the sun's getting low enough that I can't see. It works. Before I even finished, they were back. Or he was back. Alright. It is that time of night when the dust is just hanging out here. Not really going away. The sun has set, starting to get dark on us. I just turned the lights on. And we're going to get this finished. We've only got about 4 or 5 acres to go, so we'll get it done, but definitely starting to notice stuff dragging up on the head a little bit more. They're going to get tough on me real quick, so we'll get this. We'll get it. We don't have much to do. You can see it on the map there. And you can also see they're not great beans. This field here, where are we at? We're at 46 average. That's not good. What are you going to do? I mean, the dust, it just hangs. Just this little round in front of the wet spot in the middle of the field. It's not wet right now, but it was the spring, so there's no beans in it. We'll get this finished up, call it a night. What a deal. 120 acre day, that's a good day. Dang, that is pretty cool though there, isn't it? The sunset, the dust cloud, tractor lights. If only my windshield was clean and you can see. Zoom out. Okay, well, these beans did not end up very good. 46 and a half, that's crappy beans. So I don't know if we're going to be able to combine beans tomorrow or not. We are going to be able to do some spreading. I've got some lime to spread, so we're going to try and get that done tomorrow. I can do a little bit more gypsum maybe, and then we can spread the rest of our wheat fertilizer. So I would like to spread the lime first because we're more set up for lime right now doing the gypsum. And then once we get that done, then we can switch and get the wheat fertilizer spread. And hopefully we'll get the rest of the wheat planted tomorrow and be done with that. We still got lots going on. Still got the grain cart empty, taking that truck, so I'm going to take it back to the farm. Thanks for watching today, guys. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. Harvest is progressing. We're getting almost down to the end of it on beans here, so I don't know if we're going to be able to run beans tomorrow, but like I said, we'll spread fertilizer, we'll get some wheat planted. Hopefully we'll get an air compressor. I don't know if that's going to happen, but whatever. So, yeah, have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow.